Morning, y'all. Rob the American here, and welcome to Tales of Manchester and of Watches. Now, it's a beautiful morning. Alexa said it was going to be 54 degrees Fahrenheit today, which would be, subtract 30, 24 divided by 2, 12 degrees Celsius, y'all. So it's going to be a nice one. Now, we are heading over to St. Anne's Square because we have been given a special invitation to come look at some new watches over at Breitling. So I'm super excited. So I hope y'all will join me. Come on. Now, Breitling are in a beautiful old building. However, it's completely covered with scaffolding because I've been told they're turning the upper part of the building into apartments. So we will weave in and out of our way to get into Breitling. Oh, y'all, that is completely covered. It's going to be great once it's done, but it's a mess right now. So Breitling is hiding behind that white van and the blue truck behind it. So let's see if we can get in there. Y'all, we just left Breitling. So what I thought I would do is come out, go get something to drink, have a seat, and talk about some of the watches that we looked at when we were in there. Now, this is not an exhaustive list of all the Breitling models. This is just a few that stood out to me, and hopefully you'll find them interesting too. So I'm sitting in the middle of St. Anne's Square, and the nice girls in the Starbucks said I could come sit out here and film, so they wouldn't call security on me. So things are looking up, and it's a beautiful day. So let's carry on. I want to give you all a little bit of history of Breitling. So the company was established way back in 1884 by Leon Breitling in Switzerland, and he passed the company on to his son Gaston, and then it went to his grandson Willie. Now, in 1978. None of Willie's children wanted the company, and so it was shut down. Now, if I was Willie's son, believe me, I'd been like, yes, Dad, I'll have it. But anyway, that wasn't to be. But in 1979, the company name and watch legacy was sold. And since then, the company has been purchased and sold a few times, and now is owned by a private equity company. But it's one of the last big watch companies that's still privately owned. It's not part of a watch group. And in popular culture, I think the coolest legacy of Breitling is that the old Seinfeld show, Jerry Seinfeld. Now, I don't know if they showed Seinfeld in the UK back in the day, but if you look at most of the old episodes, Jerry is wearing a Breitling watch. I thought that's pretty cool. All right, y'all, let's start talking about the watches, because that's what you're here for. Now, some folks don't need a watch collection. Some folks, smart folks, have one nice watch, and they'll have that for the rest of their lives and pass it on to their kids. And that's what the Chronomat line is all about. So if you want an all-around, go anywhere, dress up, dress down watch, this line is perfect. It's 40 millimeters. It comes in quite a few colors. Now, my two favorites are the white, which I think is classic, and this blue. Look at this blue, y'all. It's a wow too. But again, this is a great all-around watch. I even like the crown. It's kind of an unusual design, but I think it all works together. So in 1999, Bertrand Piccard and Brian Jones achieved what no one had done up to that time, and that was to circumnavigate the globe in a balloon nonstop. And to commemorate that, Breitling has released the Aerospace B70 Orbiter. And this is a wow, y'all. Have a look at this. This timepiece comes in this vibrant orange which matches the capsule's design and color. Now it looks like it might be a smartwatch, but it's not, because it also, in addition to the regular hands, it has two screens for perpetual calendar and timer. It looks amazing, but really the special part is what's on the back. Now we flip it around, have a look at that. Each of these watches contains a piece of that original balloon. I mean, now, could you say that's a gimmick? Maybe, but I still think it is pretty amazing to have that history on your wrist. These are very different watches. These are the Premier line. I've got three beauties actually. Look at this first one with the stainless steel case and a copper salmon dial. That's a wow. And even better, in my opinion, look at this one with the gold case and the kind of a creamy silver dial. Wow, I'm in love. I'm in love. With all these complications, a moon phase. These are stunning. These are stunning, and they're Datora. I guess I'm pronouncing that right. Line. And here we have a very special Premier watch. This, I have to read the name to you because it's too long. It is the Premier B21 Chronograph Tourbillon 42 Gaston. Now this beauty comes in a 18 karat white gold case with a kind of grayish brown dial. It leaves me speechless. And the back is as spectacular as the front. Have a look at this. Oh my God, with this tourbillon, wow. Now, it has a special price too, believe me, but you'll be the only one on your block to have this beauty. All right, y'all, good news. The sun is coming out. It's a beautiful afternoon. And when you say Breitling, a lot of people think Navitimer. And that's because the Navitimer has been around since 1952. Now have a look at this. It comes in different colors, but this is one of my favorite on this light blue dial. This is a 41 millimeter GMT. And what I find most unique about this watch is the case shape. It's very unusual design. Now what it reminds me of, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but when you open a beer bottle and take the cap off and flip it over, it's got those kind of ridges around it, and that's what the dial design reminds me of, the Navitimer. But this is an iconic Breitling design, very appealing, very appealing. So switching gears here, so let's talk about the 1960s. And the 1960s were a time of great energy, of new freedoms and excitement in the world. And Willie Breitling decided to come up with a range of watches to match that exuberance of that time period. And he called it the Top Time. And I've picked out a few of the current top time designs that I find most interesting. Have a look at this first one. This is the Deus, and it's with this very interesting black dial with the white surrounds, with the bezel where everything's kind of on the inside. Now Deus is based on a Australian company called Deus Ex Machina, and this is a wow. Now look at the subdials. That's most unique on all these top time designs. They're not exactly square, they're not exactly round. I don't know if you call them squircle. I don't know what you call it, but they are designed to give the feel of a vintage dashboard gauges in a car. And I think if you look at them, it kind of does remind you of that. Here we have the Ford Thunderbird design. Now this is one of my favorites with the white dial and the Ford Thunderbird emblem on it. Now Thunderbird originally came out, way back in the 1950s, and of course became an iconic American car. And this watch, I think, does a really good job in bringing that design to life. Have a look at this blue dial, y'all. This is the Shelby Cobra edition. Now, those of you watching who are into cars will know the name Carroll Shelby. And Carroll Shelby won the Le Mans and ended up designing the Shelby Cobra, which was a foreign sports car, but with an American engine. And this thing was blistering fast and became very much a classic car. And this watch keeps in that feeling. I think it's amazing. It's amazing. All right, y'all, we just finished over at Breitling. They were so nice and accommodating. So if you find yourself in Manchester City Centre, definitely go by into St. Anne Square and check out Breitling, and be sure and tell them that Rob the American sent you. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time with some more watch chat. Yeah, be well.